Hello everyone and welcome back to Ruby Lessons on Codecademy. So in the last lesson we talked about iterating through hashes and arrays. In this whole topic, or I don't know what you want to really call it, theme, we were talking about data structures, and it was mainly on arrays and hashes and how to use them effectively. So today it's just going to be a recap or review or a revision of what we have done in this topic. So multidimensional arrays is going to be our first thing that we review. Great work, you've learned a lot in this section. Topic, theme, whatever. Let's do a little review to be sure you really know your stuff. Instructions: create your own multidimensional array called myArray in the editor. So while we're doing this, I will also say, if you don't really know what we're doing here, I would recommend that you watch some of my older videos, because they will have what we're doing right now in more detail. But also, if you have any questions, again, do feel free to ask in the comments down below. So the elements of the innermost array can be anything you like. Numbers, strings, booleans, and so on. Check the hint if you need help. So, multidimensional, it doesn't specify how many dimensions, so I'm just going to make it two-dimensional. I'm going to have two of those. Excuse me. I will have it like that. 3, 4, true, false, and hello, and bye. And then I can't find my quotation mark now. There we go. We have created a multidimensional array. So just a reminder, a multidimensional array is an array which contains arrays of elements. I mean, that's a two-dimensional array. A three-dimensional array is an array that contains arrays of elements. Just draw it out and it'll make more sense when you draw it out. Because just explaining it in words sometimes doesn't really make it stay in your head. Especially things like multiple dimensions on a two-dimensional screen. Hashes. So we also covered hashes, which, as we saw, are quite similar to dictionaries in Python. And in many other languages, I'm pretty sure. Good, now let's create a hash. Feel free to use either hash literal notation or hash.new. Oh, and also about arrays, I know that in other languages such as C++, you can't really mix multiple variables. So you can't really, if you have an array, it has to be only made of integers, only made of strings, or only made of booleans. You can't have strings and integers in it. In some languages, Ruby lets you have anything you like in one array. So does Python. Okay, so getting back to the lesson about hashes. So we have instructions. Create a hash called myHash in the editor. myHash. So we have this. And we have the key value pairs that we need to do. Give it at least one key value pair. Okay. So I don't know what I want to really do. Channel name, why not? Or actually no. Yeah, let's do channel name and creator, why not? So that, and we can also have the arrow kind of thing. There we go. I'm going to have two key value pairs. All are going to be strings. And guess who's the next person that I'm going to put in here? I can't even spell his name. Sorry if I misspelled your name and you're watching this video, PewDiePie. There we go. I mean, everyone knows PewDiePie, but yeah. I can't spell his name or his surname. So, okay, I'm missing a comma there. Good. So now we have created our own hash. So just a reminder, in a hash you have a key, and then you have something that's contained by that key. So a key value pair, as we want to call it in programming. So if you want to access this value, you have to give it this key, and you're going to get this value. So moving on, iterating over a hash. So this is what we covered in the very last video, so in the video before this. It was iteration in both arrays and hashes. So we've done a fair amount of iteration over arrays, so to finish it up, let's review how to iterate over a hash. So we have an array here, And to iterate through it, we do dot each one element, so we have one variable for the element and puts element. But in a hash, it's slightly different because we need two things. We want to get the key and the value. So we iterate through dot each key value pair in the lunch order. So there are actually multiple ways to do this. I will first of all follow the instructions and then show you a different way of doing it. So lunch order dot each, there we go, and so what do we have? We have name, and what's the other one? Or food, I guess. And then we put name colon food. I will actually do this properly. I'll just leave it like that. Add the pound, curly braces, again pound. I'm calling this symbol a pound, by the way, or a hashtag. You can call it the hashtag if you really want to. And so we have printed those out. What's the other? Just the value. Oh, we just want to print the value. So, okay, we can easily do that. So we have printed the value. There is also another way to do this. I would like to show you. So if you remember, we can access the first element of a list using, or of an array, using the square bracket notation with the number or the element's order in the list, if you will. We can do a similar thing here. So you can do name, or no, not name. We can do lunch order, and then we give it the key of name. So if we do this, we get the exact same result, but differently. So what we are doing here is getting this list, and from that list we're giving it the key of the name. So in the first case we're giving the key of Ryan, and it outputs what they want for their food. And as I've said before, you can have multiple ways of doing the same thing in programming, which is really nice, because sometimes some things are more efficient than others. But yeah, that's it for today's lesson. We've covered this section. In the next video, we are going to moving on to creating a histogram in programming, probably another project. So until then, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe. It helps me out and encourages me to make more videos. Other than that, thank you for watching and goodbye.